what do you need? What do you need that's independent marketers too? Okay, let me concentrate on Moman.
Yeah.
What does Moman need to be able to meet your 40%?
What we need is the fund. Currently, we don't have it because our funds are held up with government. We're facing furious cash flows. The last time I was here, I told you that we've been begging our members not to retrench. There's no money. That's the bottom line. There's no money.
What if they say the bottom line also includes that if the government should pay you, you still cannot operate because you're looking at an interbank rate of 305, which you cannot get from the CBN?
So something must be done in that sector as well. Remember the 145 that we are talking about was arrived at an exchange rate of between 285 and 300. So anything that goes beyond that, government must look at the whole arithmetic again. That's a problem.
So we have...
And what we need to do is we all sit down and say it's high time we go to the solution, which is deregulate the sector and strengthen DPR and PPPRA. Now, I'm saying DPR and PPPRA because NNPC, some of the things they do is not their function. It's not their function to go and seal a petrol station. No. Because they are also operators like us. So DPR and PPPRA must be strengthened to do the job of regulators.
But from the news we've been hearing, it's not the NNPC that's sealing, it's the DPR.
No, no, no. Did you hear what the GMD said?
Barrow just went with them that day.
The GMD said, we will sanction and prosecute. It's not his job.
Mr. Olawore,
DPR should do that.
Someone asked the question, why are we still importing fuel? Is it that the marketers encourage this idea of importing fuel because they benefit from it?
You asked the question the last time, and I said, government should be bold enough to do the right thing. Deregulate, and people will join the great man, Dangote, to build refineries. So we don't have enough refining capacities.
So if the government doesn't deregulate, we can't build independent refineries.
Who will go and build a refinery and then government comes to tell you you can't sell above this particular price? It's not done. You won't cover your cost. And businessmen are not Father Christmas people. They won't give you free of charge. They must cover their cost and make some adequate margin. That's it.
But if the argument will then, from what you said, the argument will be that if we are to go the way of deregulation and we don't have the necessary infrastructure in place, then petrol might as well sell for 500 naira per litre.
The truth is that if you deregulate, prices will go up, but will eventually come down. There will be some rumbles in the bucket.
What's the eventuality? Looking at the timeline, say if we deregulate today, and petrol should hit 500 naira per litre, or 800 naira per litre, or even above 1,000 naira per litre because it's deregulated. It depends on where you get your product from. And you say it's going to come down. Looking at the timeline, would you say it will take us 5 years or 10 years before those prices begin to come down?
No. It will take just a couple of months. Why am I saying this? Just look at, shortly before this problem, there were some stations that were selling below 145 because the supply was there. Once the product is available, once the refineries are built by private sector and the supply is adequate, I'll look at my own overhead and fix my price. But it gets to a time when it was getting to below 140 in some locations, we're even going to say to government, please help us look at the price. Because it will definitely come down. Your own margin, your own overhead might be lower than my own. And in a free market, I cannot come and tell you to fix your price at any price, at a particular level. You will sell it and make your gain. And if I want to stay where I am, then my product continues to stay in the tanks.
Because I'm trying to look at this very closely, because if you say when the private sector will come into building refineries, and right now we don't have refineries that are fully functional. Yeah. So that area gives us a gap. Yeah. That gap is where you're cashing in on, because if you say deregulation, the prices will go up, you make your quick money as capitalists, and then to the detriment of the Nigerian people, when we are not sure when this refining capacity, local refining capacity, will be set in place.
If you deregulate, I'll tell you what happened in 1998. People forget that there was full deregulation that was announced on 19th December 1998. And we got to the point where NNPC never imported 1 liter from February to about July, August of 1999. Not even 1 liter. And what happened then? We are all bringing the product and we are competing, and the price went down. So the same thing will happen. It takes time to build a refinery. So I'm not saying if you deregulate today, then tomorrow the product